Elon Musk made this video for one person only. You imagine if a single query could shape your entire existence. Not your career path, not your bank balance, not your birthplace, but this one pivotal thought. The harsh reality. Most folks dodge it their whole lives. But you're cornered now. I'm putting it straight to you. What are you making of the moments you've been granted? Not the distant future. Not some vague plan for next decade. Right here, right now. As these words sink in, this is your irreplaceable asset. Time. It's yours. You're using it up. But are you squandering it or channeling it toward the existence you truly desire? Everything worthwhile in life ignites from a question. Every breakthrough, every bold advance, every game changer, it all sparks from curiosity, not conclusions. It takes someone daring, perhaps even wild, to pose the inquiry others shy away from. And the scale of that inquiry sets the scale of your world. Stick to tiny queries and your reality contracts to match those modest replies. But summon the courage for the grand ones. And you unlock a destiny far beyond your wildest dreams. Growing up in South Africa, I was no social star. I wasn't the toughest kid on the block or the one turning heads. Often I felt like a ghost in my own life. Yet I wielded one secret power, an insatiable thirst for knowledge. While peers chased games, I dove into novels, sci-fi epics, quantum theories, anything to unravel the mysteries buzzing in my head. Why does the world tick this way? Why bow to boundaries we could shatter? Why settle for one tiny world when the cosmos beckons? These weren't petty ponderings. They were audacious, unsafe. Most dismissed them as folly. But that's the beauty. The queries that count often strike the masses as absurd because the masses have surrendered to the very constraints you're challenging. The true peril isn't in dreaming too vast. It's in settling for queries too narrow. Things like, how do I scrape by, or how do I dodge danger, or how do I blend into the crowd? If that's your mindset, no wonder life feels hollow, routine, forgettable. The real magic happens when visionaries probe deeper. What if? What if vehicles powered by batteries replaced gas guzzlers? What if digital currency flowed as seamlessly as a message online? What if spacecraft could return for multiple missions instead of self-destructing? Those were my provocations. The world stared back, deeming me deranged. But imagine if I'd caved. No electric revolution, no orbital ambitions, no evolution, just stagnation. Now the focus shifts to you. What inquiries echo in your thoughts? Are you mulling? How do I endure this week? Or are you challenging? How do I forge impact? How do I craft a legacy that resonates beyond my years? That's the fork in the road. It divides trailblazers from the stagnant. The queries you pose at dawn dictate the empire you'll erect. Yet, as you embrace the epic ones, an unwelcome guest arrives. Doubt it lurks like a shadow. You wonder, what if I chase my passion? And doubt hisses, what if you crash? You envision, what if I reshape society? And it retorts. Who are you to try? That inner critic roars. Ignore it and it could smother your spark. I've danced with doubt my whole journey. Terror gripped me leaving my homeland, abandoning academia, staking my fortune on ventures that teetered on collapse. Doubt never vanished. But I learned this. It's fleeting. It surges like a tempest. Fierce, chaotic, daunting, but it push through and clarity emerges. You've grown, advanced, proven your resilience. Regret. That's eternal. It doesn't bellow. It murmurs in your core, lingering through sleepless nights, haunting reflections, watching others seize what you let slip. Doubt fades. Regret anchors like an unyielding burden. Between the two, I'd pick doubt 1,000 times. It's brief agony. Regret is soul-crushing permanence. Recall SpaceX's rocky dawn. 3 launches, 3 disasters, millions lost, credibility shredded, bankruptcy looming. The dread was visceral, whispers of defeat, isolation, overreach. But amid the chaos, a fiercer query burned. If I quit now, silencing this drive, will remorse devour me forever? Unequivocally, yes. Backing down meant a lifetime chained to what if. Unbearable. So, we pressed on. Success followed. Not because doubt dissolved, but because I denied it dominion. That's your crossroads. You can't evade doubt, but you can strip it of veto power. Envision yourself 5 years hence reflecting on today. Will pride swell from tackling grand challenges, confronting shadows, rejecting the ordinary, or will remorse prick from choosing ease over valor, silencing your inner flame for security? I can't dictate your path. That's yours. But know this, world shapers, regret-free souls. They're the ones who posed the mighty questions and stared down doubt undeterred. Don't mistake me for invincible. No cape, no shield against uncertainty or hurt. I've wept, crumbled, tempted to surrender countless times. What set me apart? Persistent inquiry. Relentless steps, even as doubt howled and setbacks swarmed, that resolve forged my path. So my charge to you, cease the timid. Ditch queries confined to safety. Pose one so immense it unnerves you, one that draws smirks, jeers, labels of lunacy. Those are the gems. And when doubt arrives, as it will, meet it squarely. It will recede. But yield and remorse will stalk you eternally. Your life's expanse mirrors the audacity of your questions and the grit you muster against silencing forces. Moments slip away. The hourglass drains. Shun the trivial. Defy doubt. Live fiercely. Probe deeper. Above all, bar remorse from scripting your tale. We romanticize time as boundless, as if dawns are assured, weeks eternal, years recyclable. But that's the grand deception. Time is your rarest treasure, your most brutal gift. Wealth rebounds, careers pivot, belongings renew, but squandered seconds, vanished irretrievably. No douvres for idle days, no swaps for lost eras. I grapple with this daily. Each choice, venture, gamble hinges on one fact. My allotment is unknown. Yours too. That truth should ignite urgency. Probe. Am I pouring hours into the eternal or frittering them on fleeting noise, phobias, pursuits that fade to irrelevance? Launching Tesla wasn't a cozy gamble or mere business play. I gazed at our species' trajectory and demanded, if I don't wield my days battling climate peril through clean power, what's the purpose of labor-off breath? Watching decay unfold idly. No legacy there. I resolved to ensure at journey's end I'd glance back knowing I propelled humanity not solo but collectively. Yet honoring time invites stumbles. Not sporadically but relentlessly. Society dreads flops as if they're indelible scars. Final verdicts. Wrong. Flops aren't finales. They're footholds. Every tumble I've endured fueled the climb to significance. SpaceX's initial blasts. The globe scoffed, deeming us doomed. Mockery reigned. They branded us fools. But those wrecks, invaluable intel, blueprints for refinement, paths to triumph. Flops aren't success's foe, they're its forge. You can't claim victory sans the forge's heat. The sole defeat in failure. Halting surrender seals loss. But dissect it, harness it, and it lays your groundwork. Tesla flirted with oblivion repeatedly. Sleepless choices. Divvy funds between auto dreams and space quests. Aware dual implosions meant ruin. Agonizing. But mission trumped ease. Ego. I advanced for the cause outweighed peril. Grasp this. Time's worth ties to your risk appetite. Evade flops and you're already lost. Squandering gold on voids. But bet on conviction, on obsessions that haunt your nights, even flops and rich. Each instant molds, hones, nears your destiny. Audit your days. How much fuels purpose? How much evaporates on future regrets? Be raw. Are you compounding or consuming presuming endless supply? The snare. Procrastination. Later lures, but later lies. Now is your sole stake. Your moves etch eternity. Flop sting. I won't sugarcoat. Pouring hard into collapse. Exhausting reserves yet falling short. Raw ache. I've huddled in despair. Questioning ruin, legacy's end. That torment lingers, but rebirth follows. Rise. Channel anguish to propel. Then you're invincible. Hurt transmutes to power. Marks to badges of endurance. Proof of unbreakable will. Potential perishes from flop phobia. They crave wind sans wager. Glory sans grind. Illusion. True paths demand tumbles, fractures, reconstructions. Crave meaning. Charge toward flops. Each propels you nearer the win you seek. Glimpsing tomorrow. Multiplanetary life. Fossil-free Earth. It's jagged. Hurdles abound. But history makers persist. They view flops as transit not terminus. Every slip's transient quitting's forever. Tough days loom. Stagnation, impossibility, crushing loads. Then recall your spark. Your time's too vital for skepticism, too sacred for surrender. You ignited for this, not to douse at hardship's edge. Breathe deep. Envision your ideal saga. Enduring imprint, closing narrative, safe drifter, risk-averse, time trader for trifles or all-in warrior, time architect for grandeur, flop confronter, unyielding your call. Tick-mark choices, hours stakes, days vectors to vision or void. Reclaim it. Delay not, let not doubt piler. Invest boldly. Absorb flops. Advance for legacy hinges on time's use and flop resilience. Chasing Colossus the impossible. Expect no fanfare at outset. Support scarce grand ambitions breed derision. Scorn madness tags, not from malice, but because your audacity mirrors their concessions, their cowerings, their smallness. It irks. I weathered this barrage. Electric autos buyers never impractical. Giants decreed failure, but I spied promise. Breathable skies, oil's chains snapped, thrilling green rides. Ridiculed, sure, but viable, absolutely worth the fray. Rockets a new reusable absurd billions torched per flight that's aerospace laughter echoed yet repetition's rut yields no novelty eyes rolled crazy flung their skepticism my fuel I tuned to my query, my sight undeterred. Here falter most, jeers hit. Skepticism mounts.